You don't need anything. In a nutshell, what it is that you just open a bank account under your name or whatever bank account you have, a normal bank account, savings account or whatever. It doesn't have to be a business account. And what you do is that you just open a PayPal account as well. Again, it could be personal or business, whatever you choose. It doesn't really matter because you're still in the beginning and the early stages. And you're going to receive those payments once it gets to PayPal from the royalty-free library. What you're going to do is that you're going to connect PayPal with your local account, your bank account, wherever you live, and that way you can just transfer the money from PayPal into your bank account. You're going to just transfer that. How do you get paid as a stock music composer? I get a lot of questions and messages about this. If you should use PayPal or Payoneer or other ways to get receive your payments. I get a lot of questions about tax as well when it comes down to withholding tax and between America and other country tax treaties. I'm not a tax expert, or I'm not somebody that's going to give advice on tax. But all you need to know is that when you start selling something online, this is regardless of if it is music or not, you need to fill up a W-8 Ben form. And this is just a tax form for a non-US citizen or a non-US person. And the terminology can be very confusing for most. But when you join a royalty-free library, it's very straightforward to join, to fill up this form. And this is just to know where you live in the world. Obviously, if you are American yourself, you fill up a different form, of course. And I think you just have to provide your social security number and some other information. But this only applies to, this W-8 Ben form only applies to people that are non-US persons or citizens like myself. And you know, I get a lot of questions about this. Do I have a business account on PayPal, or do I have a company myself? And I just want to really get rid of the overwhelm for you, because I did a lot of mistakes in the beginning, believe it or not, when it came down to royalties and payments, how to get paid, how to open a PayPal account. It's very simple, you know. I did a video yesterday about Payoneer and the company that is responsible for the card. The prepaid card with Payoneer. The company went bankrupt and we cannot have access to our money, but apparently we can withdraw the money from our bank. And you know, all of this financial terminology, or this financial situations that we go as freelancers or as self-employed like myself, or even if you're doing this on the side, you still need to do this. You still need to be aware of what to do. But it's very simple. All you need to do is open a PayPal account. You fill up your tax form when you join a new royalty-free library like Pond 5 or Audio Jungle. And I don't want to get into tax because it's really boring stuff. I had somebody quite recently contact me here in Greece, and I had many Greeks contacting me here and asking me for advice as well in terms of taxation. How do you declare your money and all, you know. And my best advice is always go for an accountant. Always go and look for your accountant if you have an accountant. And if you don't have an accountant, I highly recommend you hire one. I have one myself. And you know, it all depends on the country, depends on how you do things or how your country does. The local authorities deal with this kind of things. And you know, we do our tax return here as a family. Obviously, me and my wife is still employed, and she still works from home. Here's her desk. After the whole coronavirus and lockdown, she's completely remote now. And here's my desk as well, doing some work here. So we both work from home, but my wife is employed and I'm self-employed or freelance or whatever. So we have different things that apply for us. But as a household, we do our tax returns together as a household. So this is really boring a subject, by the way. But all you need to know is that it's not something that is complicated. It's not something that you should be worried about. I get a lot of students as well joining in that they feel intimidated by the tax. They feel intimidated about the fact that they're selling something and what's going to happen. You don't need anything. In a nutshell, what it is that you just open a bank account under your name or whatever bank account you have, a normal bank account, savings account or whatever. It doesn't have to be a business account. And what you do is that you just open a PayPal account as well. Again, it could be personal or business, whatever you choose. It doesn't really matter because you're still in the beginning and the early stages. And you're going to receive those payments once it gets to PayPal from the royalty-free library. What you're going to do is that you're going to connect PayPal with your local account, your bank account, wherever you live, and that way you can just transfer the money from PayPal into your bank account. You're going to just transfer that. Okay, with PayPal as well, there is an option of having like a card, like a debit card or a prepaid card, so you can actually have access to that money in the card. This is what I was talking about yesterday's videos about Payoneer. I was using Payoneer for that same reason, because here in Greece, PayPal, the PayPal card, that debit card, that card that you actually load up with your money, it's not available here in Greece, which is a real shame. So I use both. I use PayPal and Payoneer. And something's going on with Payoneer, and now I have to transfer everything. All of my payouts are now just strictly on PayPal for the time being. But you have to accommodate yourself where you live. There are many countries where PayPal doesn't work, or you just don't have access to these things. So it really depends on a case-to-case basis. But it's not that complicated. It's better to get yourself dirty, meaning that take action immediately and see how you cope with whatever is coming next. Okay, but the most important thing is to start making sales. Once you open your account, your bank account, your PayPal account, and you have joined a library like Pond5 or Audio Jungle, you just literally start making sales and go through the whole process. Selling your music, reaching at least the minimum to withdraw, which is like $50 in most libraries, and then transfer that money. Once it gets to PayPal, transfer that money to your local bank, and then you can go to an ATM or whatever and withdraw it. So you can see the whole cycle of payment and see that it's not complicated. So if you can do it with $50, you can do it with $100, with $500, $1,000 for a full-blown paycheck on a regular basis, on a month-to-month basis. Obviously, once you start earning money, you need to declare that money, obviously, and that's on income tax, and whatever you have earned, that's as well locally. You do it in your town, in your home, in your country, wherever you live. You have to pay tax on income. So it's what is called income tax, and you just declare that. And again, this is very, very simple to do. That's done by an accountant as well. Here in my household, my wife, because she's Greek and everything, the whole thing obviously here is in Greek, she knows how to do our tax return as a family, but we still let our accountant deal with this. My wife helps a lot when it comes down to the back end of the business, and she knows all about little things here and there when it comes down to the Greek bureaucracy, if you will, when it comes down to taxation and benefits and all of that, and what we are allowed as a household, as a family, as a young family, and according to our income, and all of this. But it's not that complicated. Don't let that stop you or intimidate you. I'm going to tell you a very quick story. It's a big mistake that I did. I don't know if I've told this before here. I believe I mentioned this in one of my podcast episodes. In the very beginning, I was like you, very confused and very overwhelmed by all of this. And I was so stressed out that I started looking for ways to contact the IRS. Check this out, and don't laugh, please. Don't leave any hate comments or funny jokes on the comment section of this video. But I actually was so confused and overwhelmed that what I did back then was that I sent from Greece, I grabbed my British passport. I'm a British citizen. I grabbed that passport, the original passport, and I sent it through the mail, check this out, all the way to America, to the IRS, in order for me to fill up all my tax information with the American authorities. Okay, and the reason why I was doing this is because I wanted to have everything in place. I wanted to have all of my tax information nice and clean, and before I start selling music on royalty-free libraries. So I've been there. I've been in the side of overwhelm. I've been in the side of doing stupid stuff. Guess what happens with my passport? It got lost. So here I am in Greece. I haven't sold a single music track. I haven't joined a single library yet. And here I am like an idiot sending my UK passport all the way to America through the mail, the original passport through the mail, my only ID. Well, I have like a Greek resident card, but you don't send your passport ever through the mail like that. I was calling on the phone from here from Greece, on the phone to the IRS, over the phone, paying a lot of money on phone calls, talking to people on the IRS that are like, what the hell are you talking about? Have you sold anything? What do you mean your tax about what? And I'm like, well, royalties. And I was trying to, it says embarrassing to say this to you today, okay? But that's a big mistake I did, all right? And avoid this, because it's very simple. Wherever you are in the world, it's just follow those steps that I just told you, all right? Join the library, fill up your tax form that usually comes with the library. They will tell you immediately. They will show you what tax you have to fill up. Okay? But as soon as you put country, I will say you need to fill up this form as a non-US citizen. Then you're gonna go into tax treaties between countries depending where you live and how much money is gonna be withheld or not, depending on the tax treaty between countries. And after that, you just need to have a bank account, a PayPal account, or a Payoneer. I wouldn't use Payoneer right now as it is of today, the 30th of June of 2020. I don't know if things are going to change tomorrow. I'm sure they will change. But Payoneer and PayPal are the common places where people usually sell stuff, and they get money paid like that. And you just have to connect your PayPal account with your bank account. That's it, in your country, in your community, in your local branch, if you will. And this is all done online, and you just withdraw your money immediately, or you transfer the money from your PayPal account or Payoneer, whatever, to your bank account. That usually takes like 1 or 2 business days. It's a very straightforward process. It's very, very easy, but don't make the mistakes that I did in the past, thinking that I needed to have everything in place, having everything ready in order for me to get started. It's the other way around. Fill up your form to have everything in place, like I just told you, but just get started. You know, once you start earning money, you can go to an accountant. You can start declaring your income based on what you're earning. So anyways, this was a quick video because I get a lot of questions about this, about payments, and are you registered as a company, or do you pay income tax on this? What's your accountant's phone number and all of this? And I understand, because I've been there. In another thing, I just moved from one city to another, and I had to change accountant because the accountant that is in the other city, she deals with whatever is happening in that community, in that borough, if you will. And she can't carry on being my accountant, so I had to look for a new accountant here in the city, so he can go here to the localities here, what is called Eforia, which is like the tax place, office, and it's all done locally, so it has to do with the borough, with the city where you live. So it's quite a complex thing when you think about it. I thought that I will be able to move to another city and keep the same accountant over there, which is like our previous home was like 2 hours away. But it's another borough, it's another city, it's another municipality, and even though we're still in Greece, we're still in the same country, I still need to get another accountant here, brand new accountant, so he can deal with our stuff here locally in our borough, if you say, or municipality. So anyways, very quick video. Thanks a lot for all the love and support. Thanks for all the comments, all the private messages. It really means a lot to me. I hope wherever you are, you're doing fantastic. Download my free guide if you're somebody that is new to music licensing or to royalty-free libraries. If you have any questions, or if you would like to share anything, leave in the comment sections as well, and I'll try to help as much as possible. But the best action is to just get started. Go join a library and start uploading, start selling, get your hands dirty, and don't send your passport over the mail to the IRS. Don't do that. And but start making money, start selling immediately, and get your hands dirty. All right. As always, I hope this video finds you well. Rock and roll, and here's to your success.